my fellow witches, sorcerers, and other magical practitioners. My name is Aiden, and 93. So what does that mean? Well, in this video I'm going to be talking about a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, but due to circumstances, I haven't been able to really get around to it, and yeah, let's just get right into it. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. This is the philosophy of Thelema, the philosophy of Aleister Crowley's system, and it is a philosophy that I adopted for myself. I don't identify as a Thelemite, so this is going to be a very interesting look at Thelema from a non-Thelemic perspective. So let's just get right into it. Thelema, do what thou wilt. What does it all mean? So let's go back to the history of it. So do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. It is found throughout Aleister Crowley's channeled work of literature called the Book of the Law, or Liber Al, whatever you want to call it, or however you want to pronounce it. Liber Al vel Vegas, I believe is how it's this full title. Anyways, it is a book that was channeled by him throughout 3 days in the month of April 8th, 9th, and 10th, in which he received these messages from the spirits, Nuit, Hadit, and Ra-Hoor-Kuit, through the messenger of his holy guardian angel, Aiwass. This book is the central core text of Thelema, which has later become his religio philosophy that evolved out and has become whatever it is today at this point. And yeah, that's basically all you really need to know for the rest of this video. I highly recommend looking deeper into it, though, if you are very interested in the history of all of this. So what does do what thou wilt mean? Well, do what thou wilt is a full, longer thing, which is do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. And we're going to break down all three of those throughout this video. So let's start at the very beginning. Do what thou wilt. It seems pretty simple at first, which is just do what you want. Do whatever you want. Do what's good for you. That's an incorrect statement. That is completely not what do what thou wilt is all about. No, rather do what thou wilt is about doing your will, your truest, most highest point in which you are striving towards. Do what thou wilt is not about what the self wants, what the ego desires, what those lower inclinations are. It's really about doing the highest good, the highest righteousness, the highest will that for yourself. That is what you are assigned to do, both in the system of Thelema and outside of that. Quite honestly, I believe that everyone's supposed to be doing their will. Do what thou wilt really translates to do your will and nothing less. You're supposed to do nothing less than what is the ultimate goal of your life. And you're supposed to strive towards it. You're supposed to strive constantly, ever on this winding path of mystery and knowledge that will come to you through various mystical revelations, through just uncovering parts of yourself and understanding your life on a better, grander scale. Do what thou wilt is really about doing your highest purpose. And how you actually discover that is going to be very individual. I tend to find that there's no one way to discover one's true will, so to speak. It's really something that comes across through mystical revelation, through discovering aspects of yourself, and like I said all these before, it's really about self-discovery and understanding what is your life's purpose. What were you put on this earth to do? It's often revolutionary. It's often something that is grander than what you could have perceived beforehand, because it's something that you're supposed to be doing with your life, not just some abstract concept like, yeah, I'll get to that later. It's like, no, you're supposed to be constantly striving on this path towards greatness. It's a very martial, it's a very masculine, it's a very pushing, very strong idea. It's represented by the magical wand in the suits of the tarot. The wand is the will of the magician. It is his power to transform, his power to grow, his power to push outwards his will upon the world, to be able to change it in a radical way that will reshape humanity for the rest of its life. So the will is super important, and I think it comprises part of the whole of Do What Thou Wilt. The second part is love is the law. Love is the law. I think love trips people up so much because when we think of love in our modern era, we think about like, haha, I'm in love with this guy and he's so fantastic and like all this like superficial romantic stuff. Love is a lot more fierce, a lot more deep, a lot more transcendent than that. Love is agape. Love is the love of God for his people. Love is powerful. Love is manic. Love is destructive. Love is beautiful. Love is creative. Love is all these different things. Love is powerful. It moves people to do things that they would never do before. Without love, there is no will. Will is meaningless without love. Love is that foundational point for which will is built upon. And that is what love under will means. Love under will does not mean that love is subordinate to will. Love under will is completely not about that whatsoever. It's a horrible take that I see made all the time by people who do not understand the true meaning of love. Love under will means that love is that foundation upon which will stand. It is the unification of these two into one immortal thing, and that is the law or truth. See, what this really comes out to be is a trinity of ideas. It is will, truth, and love. And when will and love come together, they form truth, for there is no truth without will and love in perfect balance and harmony. These two things come together and they form a beautiful union in which the truth of the matter, the truth of the divine, the truth of all things comes to fruition. It's hard to fully understand it, so I'm going to do a few videos later on, probably within this year, about these concepts on their own. But really what Do What Thou Wilt comes down to is that you're supposed to be doing your will with the love of God. You're supposed to be doing it with the love of God for his people, for the whole universe, to understand all things through love. It's not this light, fluffy feeling that you feel. It's something so much more deeper than that. Love means to will the good of the other. It means to understand the other. And the other can be more than just another person. It can be the self. It can be the spirits. It can be the physical world around us and the spiritual world around us. It is everything. Love underlies and throughout all things, and it's important for us to understand fully what that means. It's not some fleeting feeling. It's not some abstract concept. It's really tangible in reality, and we need to form that together. Love is the feminine to the will's masculine. Love is the cup to the will's wand. It's essential that these two are unified into one perfect and beautiful being, that forming truth, the intellect, the sword, and the pentacle. As above, so below, all things come together as one. The pentacle is the foundation. The cup of love stands above that. The wand of will is put into that, and from that emerges the sword of truth, the knowledge, the intellect of all things coming together as one fell swoop cuts across the mind, breaking open all possibilities and removing all falsehood before him. As he stands before the precipice of the abyss, he understands all things. That is what Do What Thou Wilt means. So I thank you all for watching this video. It's a bit more philosophical and a bit more, how do I say this? It has a lot more of a different vibe to my other videos. And I'll go over these concepts in further understanding later on, and I think you all would benefit from that because I kind of have rambled a bit in this. I've not really gone into what each thing means, but I deeply thank you all for watching this video. It's something that's very important to me and to my own philosophy of the world. I hope that you enjoyed this video and got something out of it, and remember to engage with me in the comments. Remember to discuss with me these ideas, and I would greatly appreciate if you could spread this around. So again, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.